Hey everyone, welcome back to Native English Podcast, the podcast where you learn English naturally through real-life conversation. I'm Sarah.
And I'm John. If you're out there learning English today and you feel a little bit confused about words like have, has, and had, I want you to know right now that you are definitely not alone.
Oh, absolutely. Many beginners feel exactly the same way when they start out. It can feel like a big mountain to climb, but today we are going to make this easy, clear, and very comfortable for you.
That's the goal. No stress, no grammar fear, just real English for real life.
Let's start very simply. John, let me ask you a quick question.
Okay, I'm ready.
What is the very first thing that pops into your head when you hear the word have?
Wow, let me think. I usually think about possession, actually owning or having something in your hand, like I have a phone.
Exactly. That is the most basic use of the word, and it is incredibly important for beginners to master. Let's slow it down for a second. When I say I have a phone, I am using the simple present tense to talk about my life right now.
Right, but what happens if we change the person we are talking about? Instead of saying I, what if we want to talk about he or she?
Then we have to use has. We say he has a phone or she has a job.
I see. This is exactly where many beginners get a bit mixed up.
It's true, but don't worry. It is very normal to make that mistake. Let's try to make it a bit more emotional to help it stick. Imagine a friend, let's call him Mark, calls you up.
Okay, I'm imagining Mark calling me.
He sounds really happy on the phone. You ask him, "What's new, Mark?" And he says, "I have good news."
Oh, wow, that sounds exciting. And if I were telling someone else about Mark later, I would say he has good news.
Exactly, natural English. Now, let's just pause for a moment. Notice that we aren't really sitting here thinking about boring grammar rules. We're thinking about people, friends like Mark, and real situations. That is how English actually works in real life.
I like that. Let's talk about feelings next, because people use have a lot to describe how they feel.
Good idea. For example, if my head hurts, I say, I have a headache.
That's very common. Or if things are difficult, I have a problem.
And as a teacher, I hear, I have a question every single day.
And again, if we talk about someone else, we just change it slightly. He has a headache, or she has a question.
It sounds so natural when you put it that way. Let's look at daily life now. Think about a morning conversation. You might say, I have work today, or I have class today.
And if you didn't sleep well, you might say, I have no energy. That feels very real.
It really does. And for your friends, you'd say, he has work today, or she has an exam.
What about responsibilities? People use have for those all the time, like I have to study, or I have to wake up early.
Or even, I have to try harder. That last one feels quite emotional, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. Imagine someone feeling really stressed out. They might say, I have too much to do.
That sentence carries a lot of emotion. Now, John, let's gently introduce the word had.
Okay, but let's go very slowly. No pressure. Had is what we use when we talk about the past, anything that happened before right now. For example, yesterday, I had a very busy day.
That's a great example. Or, I had a meeting this morning.
We can talk about past feelings too. I had a headache yesterday, or I had a bad day.
Let's compare those two. Today, you say, I have a headache, but if you're talking about yesterday, you say, I had a headache. It's the same feeling, just a different time.
Let's bring emotion back into it. Memories are a big part of this. You might say, I had a dream.
Oh, that sounds deep. Or, I had hope. That is very emotional English.
We also use it for experience. Right now, you might say, I have experience. But if you're talking about a job you finished years ago, you would say, I had experience in that role.
I see the difference. Now, what about problems and solutions? In a positive mindset, you might say, I have a problem, but quickly follow it with, I have a solution.
That feels much better. And looking back, you might say, I had many problems, but I learned from them.
Wow, that's a powerful way to put it. We also use have for plans. I have plans this weekend, or I have something important to do.
And if the plans didn't work out, you might say, I had plans, but they changed. That is just life English right there.
Let's look at obligation again. We know I have to study for now, but for the past, we say I had to study a lot or I had to make a difficult decision. Those sentences feel very strong.
They really do. People also use have to talk about fears. Someone might say, I have a fear of speaking.
But you can also turn it around. I have hope, I have confidence, or I have faith. Those are such powerful words to use.
And if you've overcome something, you might say, I had fear before, but now I feel much better. That is so encouraging for anyone listening.
It really is. It's like memories of childhood. I have beautiful memories of my childhood, or I had a happy childhood.
Let's talk like real friends for a second, Sarah. Do you have time later today?
Yes, John, I actually have some free time. Why do you ask?
Well, yesterday I wanted to ask, but did you have time then?
No, I'm sorry. I had no time yesterday at all. See how easy that transition is?
It really is. It's the same idea, just moved through time. It's the same for questions, too. Do you have a question, or do you have any doubts?
And in the past, did you have questions? What about mistakes? That's a big topic for learners.
It is. Some people say, I have mistakes, but it's more natural to say, I make mistakes. However, talking about the past, you can certainly say, I had many mistakes, and that is okay.
Absolutely. English isn't about being perfect, it's about being understood by others. These words have, has, and had just help you express your life.
Life has feelings, life has problems, and life has joy. English helps you talk about all of it.
Let's let our listeners practice silently for a moment. Just listen and feel these sentences. I have dreams. I have goals.
I had doubts, but I continued. Those sentences really matter.
You can say, I have motivation, or even be honest and say, I don't always have motivation, but I still try.
That is real English. You are learning, you are growing, and you are doing just fine. One step at a time, always.
Let's go a bit deeper now, John, because these aren't just grammar words, they're life words. They help us tell our stories and talk about moments that stay in our hearts.
Like life experiences. Someone might say, I have been through a lot. That feels heavy and very emotional.
It does, but a beginner can also say it simply, I had many difficult times. That is just as strong.
Imagine someone sharing, I had no confidence before, but now I have confidence. That change is so powerful. It's the same words, just a different time and a different life.
People love talking about their childhood too. You can say, I had a happy childhood, or I had a hard childhood.
What about opportunities? I have an opportunity, or I have a chance. But maybe in the past, I had a chance, but I was afraid.
That sounds so honest. It's like regret. I had no idea, or I had a chance to try, but I didn't.
Well, let's talk about success instead. I have success now, or I have a good job.
And past success, I had success after working very hard.
Failure is also important to mention even if people don't like it. It helps you grow. I had failures, but I learned.
Let's look at relationships. I have trust in you, or I have respect for you. That is very mature English.
On the other hand, in the past, I had trust, but it broke. It's sad, but it's honest.
Support is another good one. I have support, or I have people who believe in me. That gives you strength.
And for those who felt lonely, in the past, I had no support.
John, let's talk about the emotions of learning English specifically. So many learners say, I have fear when I speak.
Very common, but they can choose to say, I have the courage to try. That is mindset English. In the past, I had fear, but I didn't stop.
Time is the most common thing we use have for. I have time today, or I don't have time. I had no time yesterday.
And choices. I have a choice. That sentence gives you power. In the past, I had no choice feels much heavier.
I have a dream. Simple, but so powerful. In the past, I had a dream and I followed it. That's inspiring.
We mentioned responsibility before, but listen to this. I have responsibilities, or in the past, I had too much responsibility. It feels very real.
It really does. It's like mistakes and forgiveness. I had mistakes, but I forgive myself. That is pure mindset English.
If you feel like you don't have confidence in speaking yet, that's okay. You can say, I am building confidence. That shows hope. In the past, I had no confidence, but I practiced.
Daily small talk often use these words too. Do you have plans tonight? Or do you have time to talk?
Or asking about the weekend. Did you have fun yesterday?
Life changes are another big one. My life has changed, or simply, my life is different now. In the past, I had a different life.
What about gratitude? I have a lot to be thankful for. That feels so warm.
In the past, I had nothing, but I kept going. That gives me strength just hearing it. I have hope, even in hard times.
Sarah, honestly, how do you feel about your own journey learning things?
Well, I definitely had doubts before, but now I have confidence.
That's a great journey to be on, and our listeners are on it right now with us.
Let's just slow down and take a breath. Learning English takes time, and that is perfectly okay. You have time, you have potential, and you have support here, always.
This feels like a quiet moment. It's like when you sit down and really think about your journey, your English journey, and your life journey. Have, has, and had help us tell that story.
It's not just grammar, it's about moments. I want to talk directly to everyone listening. You are doing something very brave. You chose to learn.
Even if you feel tired or slow or unsure, that choice really matters.
Think about your self-talk, the words you say to yourself. Instead of, I don't have good English, try saying, I have improving English. Doesn't that feel kinder?
It does. Looking back, you can say, I had fear, I had confusion, I had stress, but I am still here. You are still learning.
Exactly. Today, you might have motivation, or you might not have much energy. Both are okay. English lets you be honest about how you feel.
And for the future, I will have confidence, or I hope to have better English. Those are dreams, and dreams matter.
Don't forget the small victories. Understanding a single sentence or speaking without fear is progress. You can say, I have improved.
Language connects us. I have friends from different countries. That feels so open.
Many learners wait until they are perfect to speak, but perfection never actually comes. Mindset English says, I speak even if I make mistakes. That is true courage.
Mistakes are just part of the process. You can say, I had mistakes, but I learned. That is growth.
I have this chance to learn. That sentence brings me peace.
English isn't a race, it's a journey. You don't need to compare yourself to anyone else. You just need to continue.
Let's do one last small practice. Just listen. I have courage. I have patience. I had fear, but I didn't stop. I have hope. These sentences belong to you.
To bring it all together, have is for now, has is for he and she, and had is for before.
Simple enough. You don't need more than that today. Just keep listening and keep trying. It is possible for you.
Before we go, if this helped you, please like the video and subscribe to our channel for more episodes like this.
And leave us a comment. Tell us one sentence using have, has, or had. We love reading them.
Share this with a friend who is learning too. It's easier together. I'm John.
And I'm Sarah. Keep learning and keep growing.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.